And we're live. Welcome to another Thursday night safety brief with me and my trusty pal Nick Rat, the e-gotten son of Grand Moff Tarkin, because Nick Rat spelled backwards is Tarkin spelled backwards is Nick Rat. Thanks for coming again for another Thursday. As always, how do we start the show there, Nick Rat? Oh, we're doing the safety briefing. That's right, there, Nick Rat. We always do the safety briefing. Why is that? Because all your little troopers out there always get in trouble and need those weekly reminders. That's right. So once again, my name is Dagon. I was a military sergeant, United States military. So on every long weekend or even a short weekend, we would do a safety briefing to kind of remind troopers out there to do the right things and some kind of safety things like that. Hey GI Gary's in the house. Make sure always check out his podcast, his chaplain assistant's motor pool podcast. He's a great fellow. And then of course Rolando's here. Thanks for showing up. So let's get started here. As always, if you're going to go swimming, make sure you're swimming with a buddy. If it's raining outside, make sure you don't stand underneath any trees like that, or you hit lightning. If you're going to go decide to have a good time out there, make sure you have a designated driver using those taxi services. That way they can get you to point A to point B and back to maybe point C and back again, because we all need you back. Just kind of be safe out there. Like I always do, is I always keep some extra money in my boot or in my hat or something like that. So if something happens, I lose my wallet or something crazy happens, I have a way to get back. Be a good person out there. If you see something, say something about it. You always have to get involved, but make that human interaction with folks and try to be a good person. Bring the light out there, because if you're not bringing the light, what you're bringing darkness. And we're all important out there. You might be a hero to somebody someday, and you just don't know it. So just kind of bring on the lighter side of life, and let's get to it. So what do you think there, Nick Rat? What kind of spooky Halloween things are you up to this year? Oh, not much, Dagon. But I can tell you one thing that was spooky was that darn Battle of Endor. All those crazy Ewoks, those evil teddy bears. I tell you, they are evil teddy bears. So kind of one of the themes that essential this month is kind of like uncovering and burying your kind of your past and your monsters. With anything in life, especially with mental health and things of that nature, it's just like working out. You have to keep at it, and it has to be something that you have to stay with. And so, like I said, you're gonna have bad days, and you're gonna have good days. But make sure that you understand, keeping your mind, you're working toward a goal of becoming better. Because we've all, like I said, experienced those different traumas out there and different things like that. And don't let them get you down. And you're not alone out there, and the things of that nature. So one of the kind of things that I'm sharing this week is I have once before I get into that. Once again, I'm still doing my Veterans Day giveaway. So if you want to win your own very own Lady J figure, it's the original Lady J from the classified line. It's not the new lighter color one, as you can see here. But if you want to win your own Lady J figure, all you got to do is and you're a veteran, just tweet out something that you make or something that you do, either be writing, poetry, pictures. If you're a YouTube creator like me or anything like that, just tweet it out with the hashtags Veterans Day 2020 and check equipment. Email that to Dagon at 2238@gmail.com, and you can hook yourself up and win a prize. And so if you know a veteran out there, tweet out their stuff too. I want to kind of get out the veterans word in our kind of collecting community, kind of honor all those veterans out there. Like I'm a combat veteran, and I know there's other veterans too out there. Just kind of we have a Memorial Day to remember for those that we lost, but we also have Veterans Day to remember the sacrifices that all of us have come home with and still maybe struggle to this day. So I just kind of want to kind of highlight folks out there and just kind of get the word out. So if you guys know anybody that's a veteran, plug them up on the Twitters and make sure you promote them in this kind of time of year. That's coming up. I will announce the winner on the Thursday before, which is the 10th of November, who the winner is going to be. And then if I get enough entries, I'll do a collage. I haven't got any entries yet out there, but if I don't, then I guess no one wins, and I'll just kind of keep it for my Jabroni Awards that happen in February. Another thing that's coming up too is if you guys know Timmer from Half Battle, he is doing his yearly charity toy charity drive. So make sure you're hooking up onto his channel and kind of giving announcements about that. This year, last year I participated and provided a prize for it. So I provided the modern HISS tank. This year I'll grab it in a second, but this year one of the prizes I'm giving away is the modern Fang. So I'll go get it for you so you can see it. This is really great. I haven't opened it yet. I was kind of disappointed because they kind of canceled this line. They don't really make the kind of the modern 4-inch figures as or at all. I don't haven't seen any of them at all except for the few that came out. So I'm going to give this away as a prize for that. That's a simple prize. All you have to do is email him a receipt that you gave to some kind of toy charity or children's charity like Toys for Tots or anything like that. Email it to him, and that enters you to win. Like I said, go to him. Make sure you're hitting his channel up. He's going to give an announcement here pretty soon. Like I said, I'm part of the giveaway is going to be this, and that's open to everybody in Europe and all across the world too. So all you guys who are from foreign countries, don't worry about it. You can enter that. And so my contest too. If you're a veteran or know a veteran from a foreign from Europe or anything like that, we've all fought to kind of protect our freedoms and stuff like that. So I'm more than willing to ship a Lady J out to Europe if I have to. So that's kind of the announcements. And once again, then the Veterans Day, the day before Veterans Day, is going to be a special stream. So I'm going to haul out a lot of my military memorabilia that I earned, I got when I was in. So if you want to learn more about what I did in the military and the things that I got, that's kind of what that stream is going to be about. And then we'll go back to our normal kind of toy sharing. So like I said, I don't know if anybody in the chat has any topics they want to talk about or anything like that, or what are you guys doing for Halloween? Are you guys doing anything special? Are you taking the kids out, or are you doing anything interesting? Because as usually I'll have my daughter go trick or treating. She's actually being Wednesday Adams this year, and then I'll either my wife or I'll take her out, and then my wife or my son will stay home and watch old classic movies, which segues. I can speak English. I segues into the kind of toys I'm sharing. I've had these for quite some time. I bought them at a Spencer's, and these are the Reaction classic monster movie figures. The first one I'll show you here is going to be the Dracula figure. Here's the I didn't take these off the cards. They actually slipped off the because they got so old. The bubble and the glue on them kind of fell off, and so that's how come some of these are open. But here's the first one. You can see that classic Dracula figure there, and from a little screenshot from the movie. And then it says Dracula on the top, and then on the back it has all the different characters that you could collect in Series 1 and Series 2. The only figures that I actually don't have is the Bride of Frankenstein, and I didn't pick up the Phantom of the Opera. I didn't see them when I was there. I picked these up a long time ago when my kids were young and I first moved back. I picked these up for $10.99. I think it was at a Spencer's or something like that. As we know, reaction figures were going, the G.I. Joe ones are going like for $17 or $18 or so. So I'm a big classic movie fan, and so I was pretty excited to pick these up. Like I said, the first one here is Dracula, as you can see, and then and here's the figure itself. It has that classic 5 points of articulation. His arms move up and down, his head moves left and right. And then, of course, he bends at the waist on both of his legs here. But other than that, there's no other articulation. Dracula here comes with obviously his black cape, and then you can kind of see the detail there. So you guys give a moment to see this figure. I think they have pretty good sculpt on him. It does really give you that classic movie feel to him. I really enjoy it. I've had these forever. I really enjoy these. As I said, I'm kind of slowing down on collecting because I don't really have time because of my new job and everything. I haven't been able to get out to the stores or anything. But I did order something from Kokomo Toys that's coming in. It's gonna be pretty exciting. So I'll have that by before Veterans Day. I'll be able to show you that too. So there's the first one's the Dracula figure, like I said. The other one that's open and I came off of its bubble as well. Like I said, I didn't take these off the cards. As you can tell, there's no rips or anything like that. It's just the glue came off. Is the Creature from the Black Lagoon. You have that classic movie kind of poster kind of thing from a scene from the movie, and of course it says the Creature from the Black Lagoon. All the backs are the same with these figures, and so there you go. And of course once again all the articulation is the same. More arms move up and down, and then the head moves left and right, and then of course the legs move. So here is the Creature from Black Lagoon. It's pretty cool. I really enjoy these figures. Really cool. It's funny, the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I don't remember the original movie very well, but I remember the Revenge of the Creature of the Black Lagoon because Mystery Science 3000 actually made fun of the movie and was pretty funny, and so that's kind of how I remember that more than actually the original one. So here's him again. I guess the next one I'll show you is actually this one actually just come off its card too. As you can see, the glue just kind of just got old and came off. I kind of try to tape this one back on, but whatever. Is the Wolfman, which is my favorite classic movie. I enjoy the Wolfman a lot. And then of course, once again, here's that kind of movie still. And it says the Wolfman on him, and then of course the back. I haven't seen these around, so I don't know if you can buy them on the aftermarket or not. Once again, I went to the mall one day and it was like a Spencer's or something like that, and they just kind of had a whole bunch of them, so I kind of picked them all up. So anyway, so once again, here's oh look at that, it's really dark. I'm sorry, it's as you can tell, it's getting later and later in the season, so we don't have as much light, and then we don't have a great light in my room here. And I tried to provide another light, but it just doesn't. I haven't figured out the lighting situation yet, so I'll have to figure out. But here's Wolfman. It's a pretty cool figure. It has, has the classic Lon Chaney Jr. as Wolfman. The kind of goes with the Wolfman that I got a couple weeks ago that I showed you, the 6-inch one I got from as well. So the next one I got is the classic Frankenstein. He's still in his bubble. So as you can see, it's the classic. Frankenstein when Hamlet hooks up to the table to be turned alive. So this is a great movie too. And then of course the back is all the same. And once again, I picked these up for $10.99 each, which at the time was well, I didn't want to spend that much at the time, but I figured I didn't ever see them anywhere, so I was pretty excited to get them. And then another one I got was the Mummy. Here's the Mummy, and this is a really good one. The Mummy's a really great movie too. I don't know if you guys like the classic movies or not, but I really do. The Turner classic kind of not Turner classic, but the classic the Universal classic movie monsters are really great. So I enjoy them. Like I said, me and my son, we usually try to watch one or two movies. We usually start trick or treating around 6 o'clock, but we still have our kids in bed by 8 or by 8 o'clock, 8:30, or maybe even 9. But you can't get through too many of them. So the thing about these movies, they're real short. Usually they're about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and a half long, so you can really get through them, and they're not too scary. And my son's been watching them for a very long time. Let's see here. That's about it. And I have one more to show. This one's the Invisible Man. Right here, which is another scene from the movie. And then, of course, the back. It's all the same again. Invisible Man is actually my son's favorite one, so it's kind of fun. He has another Invisible Man stuff as well. So that's kind of the sharing this week. I know it's kind of a fast show, though. The scariest? Oh, you think Invisible Man's the scariest one? Yeah, I think so too. One of my actually outside of the Wolfman, one of my other favorite ones is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is a really good one too. That has a kind of the good and the evil and man kind of theme through it. And it's really cool. But yeah, but I don't know. What are your guys' favorite classic movies? Which one or what kind of scary movies do you guys like to watch? I'll take a drink of water. I'll let chat kind of catch up here. We'll go from there. Well, yeah, he's technically he is naked. He is yeah, that's true. And it gets cold, and it's kind of funny because even in the movie itself, it brings that up. And they hear, these classic movies as old as they were, it's still really amazing how they did the special effects, especially in Invisible Man is really good on how they did. I was pretty impressed on how they did, and it's a pretty kind of funny one too. So. Yeah, Gary. If he is available, he is he is naked. So I know there's a whole bunch of sequels like the Return of the Invisible Man or Revenge of the Invisible Man. I think there's even a Invisible Woman. They made a lot of these classic movies. There are a lot of sequels you just don't hear about, and so I know a great channel to kind of learn about these kind of things is a Cinemassacre, as the guy who does Angry Video Game Nerd. He does a series of kind of reviewing all the kind of movies and stuff, and that's a really good channel to check out. Probably everybody knows who that is, but that's a really good one to check out if you're interested in learning more. So that's kind of the sharing this week. Like I said, like I always tell people out there, especially content creators or guys who are first starting up or anything like that, you don't have to buy new things all the time, and you don't always have to try to stay up with the current trend. I know some guys, like especially the bigger channels, that's kind of the thing they do. That's how they get the hits and they can like things of the nature. But you don't always have to, and don't always feel bad for not getting the latest things or going out there and spending lots of money all the time. I mean, to me, that's not what this community is about. Like I always say, the community to me is the community is about meeting people and having a great time, meeting people like Orlando and G.I. Gary and Haver and all those kind of guys, and that's what it's about to me. So. I'm not sure what that means. FOMO is a repaint. Oh, yeah. FOMO is a repaint. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but that's okay, Gary. But anyway, like I said, I just hope everybody is gonna have a safe time. Make sure you're a fear of missing out. Yeah, that's true. There is a fear, but I don't know. Like I'm not down for pre-orders at all. I've been burned both. The only time I did try to pre-order, I tried to pre-order Spirit and Storm Shadow, and ordered them like for Christmas, and I still didn't ever get them. And I pre-ordered them from GameStop, and so it was just kind of like, and I started seeing them in stores at first, and it's like my wife ended up buying me Spirit, and we just ended up canceling um Storm Shadow, because the idea was you see them in the stores, and this is like you pre-order something. To me, you should be able to get that before the stores do, and I think that's a sad state of affairs for Hasbro. I know I can go on my soapbox about that kind of stuff, but it's a sad state of affairs when you don't value your customers who are pre-ordering. To me, that's kind of sad, and because the whole idea of pre-ordering is making sure you get it and make sure that you're one of the first ones and get it. And how can you do that if you don't if you're not getting them? So that's why I think pre-orders are a joke, to be honest with you. And especially the idea that you're going to pre-order something like almost 2 or 3 years in advance. Now I know some of the other figures are that you're pre-ordering now aren't coming out for like until 2023 or 2024, and that's crazy. And that's if I don't know if they're just still having supply issues. I don't think they personally don't think they are. I just think kind of it's a kind of a slow drip out there to kind of to create that hype, and I just don't. It doesn't sit right with me, so that's why I'm always buying off clearance or just saying the heck with it. I get what I get, and just be excited for what I get. The idea of missing out. I'm excited for other people for what they get. To be honest with you, maybe I'm matured more now, but if someone else gets something really cool, I'm excited for them. And do I miss out on getting that? Sure, but half the time, unless you really take a lot of photos with your stuff or really mess around with them, they just kind of shit it on the shelf and do nothing anyway. And so what we're really talking about here. So that's kind of my thoughts about that. So yeah, so like I said, I hope you guys are going to have a safe and happy Halloween. Make sure you're looking out for little ghouls and ghosts out there as you're driving around or whatever you're doing. You're gonna have a lot of trick or treaters, and just like I said, spread that kindness to people. Have a good time. You might be getting a frustrated situation, but just kind of take that back off and just kind of enjoy the holiday for what it is, and kind of go from there. So I just hope there's kind of a little bit of my words of wisdom there. I don't know. Like I said, do you guys have any scary movies that you watch, or anything Halloween traditions that you do, or anything like that around the house? I know Gary has kids. Are you gonna take your kids out trick or treating this year, Gary, or are you gonna forgo it? I'm just glad the whole pandemic seems to be come subsiding a little bit, because that was kind of scary. Not kind of scary, but kind of disappointing for a couple Halloweens. We took our kids out anyway. I don't have any misgivings for people who did take the precautions. I understood where they were coming from, but I just didn't feel like my kids should sacrifice themselves for it. So, are you cool? You're COVID positive again as of tonight? Oh, Gary, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, so I guess no trick or treating for you. Oh, I'm sorry, Gary. Well, just bundle up. Like I said, watch some classic movies. I know if you have Peacock, that comes with a lot of cable channels for free. They have a lot of classic movies you can see for free. Obviously, you can hit up the Amazons and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of stay in and just keep happy spirits about it. I'm really sorry to hear you have COVID again. Fortunately, I've been lucky and I haven't got it yet, and so I've been very fortunate. Once again, I'm sorry, Gary, but oh, poor Gary. So anyhow, that's pretty much all I got. Do you guys have anything you like to ask me or anything that's going on? Once again, um, um, good for you. I'm sorry, Gary. I know I'm lucky. I said blessings upon me. I'm lucky I haven't had it yet, or even if I had it, maybe I didn't really notice I did have it because some folks can be asymptomatic or whatnot. So I don't know. Well, how's that new job going? Oh, thank you for asking me. It's going good. I've been there for almost 2 weeks now. I'm still. It's kind of slow and learning process. But it's really rewarding. I work with developmental disability people. These are folks that have autism or they're Down syndrome or some kind of mental disability or things that happen to them when they were as a child, and as they grow up, they need certain services to help take care of themselves, like in-home services, simple cleaning things, how there's daily daily activities of daily living stuff, or ADLs is what we call them in the biz. What I do is I evaluate them, kind of ask them and do interviews with them, and then I determine their level of care, and then that allows them to get that the home care worker or whatever to help them build to make a better life. In the state of Oregon, where I live, it's a very progressive state, so they decided it actually saves money not to take folks like this and put them in institutions, or take folks like this and put them in always in group homes, and think that they actually figure it's actually cheaper to help take care of them in their own homes. And they've proven that people have happier lives that way, because it gets them out into the community, and they can, and their home care workers or their personal aides can help them take them to the community, and they can learn skills and things of that nature. My job is like more when they're assessed apart. Other people in my office, what they do is they're actually the case managers, and what they do is they check up on the individual monthly or so, make sure they're kind of meeting the goals they want to meet, making sure their personal care worker is treating them well and doing the things they're supposed to do. And they make goals. Like some goals can, like some of them are able to go actually have jobs and go out to the community, have jobs, where they use voc rehab and things of that nature to do that. And so it's a very positive thing. I think this is more positive than when I was working with DHS doing more poverty and elderly folks, because we don't determine the eligibility for it, as in like the financial eligibility, nor the if they do have a mental disability. Our job is just kind of to service the service level and take care of them that way. And so we're more the positive end of it, which is good. Like I said, I've always served all my life, and being able to serve a underrepresented population like this it kind of fills me. I get kind of a high and great feeling when I'm able to help people like that, and I've always done that all my life. And so I think it's a good fit for me, and it pays really good, and I'm enjoying it. All my workers, the people, my coworkers are real nice, and then I get along with them real well. So it's kind of slow on the training uptick part, because my manager's real busy, because she's still trying to cover down and doing things, and the state's kind of slow about getting those trainings out there for me to be certified to do it. So like I said, but I'm really excited about it. It's good for me. It feels awful good to get back to work and get to doing things again. It doesn't help you mentally if you aren't able to do that, and be able to, for me, being able to stay busy is kind of key. So yeah, I think thanks for being happy for, like I said, I'm feeling better mentally because of it, and it's gonna help. Like I said, it's not about the money, because you're never gonna get rich doing these kind of service jobs. Obviously, it's just getting something out of giving, and being able to provide it. That's what it's all about for me. So, well, I'm almost to the 30-minute mark, so I'm gonna kind of wrap it up. Once again, if you guys have any problems, questions, concerns, or always reach out on me on Twitter. I'm just Dagon at 230 on Twitter. You can DM me if you're having issues or problems, concerns. If you're feeling low and you're not having a good time like that, and you're having maybe some kind of crisis, I'll give you that ear for you. If I can't help you out, I'm going to point you to good resources, like a good sergeant would, point you to some good resources to get you where you need to go. Like I said, we've all gone through the suck together. We all have those different traumas and those different issues that we've had in the past. It's just all colored differently. It's all how we all take it, and just understand you're not alone out there. We all go through these times, and like I said, suicide is a long-term solution to a short-term problem. So just kind of remember that you're important, you're needed out there. We all need you. Everybody I talk to, I enjoy talking to on Twitter lands and things of that nature, and we have a great community here, and we don't want to lose any of you. I've lost too many friends because of the military, because of mental health stuff. I just don't want to see that anymore. It's like to say. So I said, as always, you're a hero to somebody, and you just might not know. Just that simple smile and acknowledging someone's someone's a person, that means a lot to people, like that's why I always say hi to folks. And so, as always, stay safe. If you can't, keep careful, and we'll see you on that timeline. And take care of yourselves and have a happy and safe Halloween. And we'll see you next Thursday for the wrapping up of um, uh, 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 for the wrapping up and ramping up for Veterans Day. And I said next Thursday I'm gonna bring all my military memorabilia that I have, kind of the good job they gone kind of stream. But if you're a military vet or a military vet, let them know about my contest, and let them know that they're important too. Then a lot of us come home with a lot of weight on our shoulders because of the wars and loss that we've experienced. And it's the same thing with those families of soldiers too. Those are important people too. They struggle and go through a lot of stuff just as much as the soldier does. So like I said, think of vet out there, and I always, like I said, once again, we'll just wrap this up. So once again, just stay safe. If you can't, keep careful. I want to see you on the other side. All right. All right, take it easy and have a good night. What do you think, Nick Rack? Are you ready for Halloween? Oh, I sure am. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. Where are you going to go for Halloween this year, there, Nick Rack? I don't know. Maybe I'll go as Cobra Commander. Oh, that'd be fun. Going as Cobra Commander would be fun. All right. Check you guys later and have a good one. Stay safe and can't, keep careful. All right. Good night. Bye.